You're ranking the Delicious Party Precure episode 45. I'll give it like number 3 on Crunchyroll's website on viewer number 3. And now I'll be starting my reaction in 1, 0, go. Yeah. Pretty cool time. Oh man, I've been so eagerly waiting for this for so long. I'm gonna guess this is gonna have a flashback involving Ginger. Ginger doesn't seem like the type of person that would ignore him though. That's what I'm thinking too. What's up, Ghost Step? Yep, it's the last episode. Definitely. Can't wait to see how this series is going to wrap things up, Ghost Step. I gotta like that personality. Of Ginger, like, even though we didn't see much of Ginger, the few moments that included him were actually pretty good. I swear, those recipes are some of the cutest things ever. At least I adore them. Hey, if you have a problem, just eat your problems away with rice. I'm just joking. Donuts. Donuts is what I meant to say. Ghost Tab? That's a good question. But there are something, yeah, that's why I said I meant to say donuts. That's why I said I messed up. I meant to say donut. She probably got it wherever she gets a regenerated reincarnated version of Kome whenever she eats Kome. Wherever she pulls Kome out of. The gentle side of me would like to believe that she gets it from her pocket, which is magical. I mean, the commentary from Yui's drama that adds a little bit more depth. You know, if you take this out of context, it looks like laser beams just falling upon the earth. Like it's somewhere like this scene have like epic music. Just show the bit with all the beams falling. Someone could like literally make it seem like this is like an action scene filled with tension. That's true, Ghost Dad. You're right. It could be unleashing lemonade upon the populace. Could be. I mean, you could say Ginger might have indirectly almost caused the destruction of the earth and being Fennel's teacher. You could say that. And if you were to make that argument, I wouldn't necessarily be against it. But same time, though, I ain't gonna completely blame Ginger though, because it's like you're not gonna predict your students and going absolutely insane, almost going on like a world destruction rampage. You know, I mean that'd be tough to predict. My stomach having some big issues right now. Ah, I ate some chicken Hawaiian style barbecue with rice and macaroni salad and a boba. Ah, my stomach's feeling it. Oh no, okay, no. I can do this. Just a heads up, y'all. Once the episode's done, I'm just gonna quickly react because my stomach's feeling it right now, and I do not want to cut off my live reaction right now. I'm gonna take it like a champ. I'm just giving you a heads up. When it's time to just review, I'm gonna do it quicker than usual because my stomach is really, it's kind of hurting a little bit right now. I might overrate it. You know, yeah, you get it. It doesn't just look like that. Well, we're Well, the cat is it can be used to symbolize a welcoming to other locations, and it has its paw up. After Ginger hid some of the stuff, they do. But to the credit of the police, that goes out. Oh, some of the episodic characters from the other episodes. The thing is, though, the police, even if they knew about all the chaos going on by the Bundudu gang, they wouldn't have been able to do much, though. I'm not going to be too tough on the police. Um, oh, girl. She's successfully become a cock to society. Yeah! Okay, no, I'm joking. I kid, I kid. But all jokes aside, though, it is nice seeing the business of Ran Ran's family prospering. But all jokes aside, though, they really didn't do much with Ran Ran as a character, though. The only characters I thought were developed in the series were just Kotone, Kotone, and just Amane. That's about it. If you ask me which of the Precure characters I thought were developed, just 2 out of 4. About it. If I'm being really honest here. You're kind of wrong on that, Ghosted. Like, what? Ah! What was about the band? What in the? Okay, what did Nathan do? What? Why didn't you? Why didn't you do that more often? Well, you're right though. That's one of the instances where Kone actually goes up like, "Hey, hey, she knows. She knows the real stylist." That's one. Of, yeah, you're right. It's one of the instances where she actually does look like she's dressed up great. But even dressed up great, she's still stylish. I know. Pam Pam felt like a gimmick. The only mascot that actually was a character was Kome. Everyone else, like Pam Pam and Mem, they didn't do anything. They did nothing. Oh, that's another thing about this series. I enjoyed it, but there were flaws with the mascots too. Out of all of them, only Kome was a real character. Pam Pam wasn't a character, and Rama weren't characters. They were just there to sell merchandise to the Precure fandom. Let's just call how it is. They only exist to sell merch. And yes, I'm going there. I'm going because they really. You're right on that, not everyone can prefer to be eating buffet like. Are we gonna get no confession? Come on, series. Why build it up for what 20 something up? The thing is, Ghost Top, I'd be cool friend zone if he confessed and then got rejected. If he at least did that, I'd be fine. Hell, at least in Mob Psycho, you get a confession and a certain character gets rejected, but at least it's a confession. I hope the series at least, if Black Panther confesses, if he gets rejected, I'd be fine with it. I'll be like, just go all the way though. If you're gonna have a character rejected, do it. At least make him have the guts to confess so that the series can end off on a gutsy note. Because the issue with predictors is like this series plays it too safe. Damn, yo. Oh, that's like the best friend I've ever heard about talking this character goes that. Ah, nah, I want them to do that in public. Woo. They better get a reward for all the trouble they went through. You're right. They only have salt as their condiment there. Oh, it's nice to actually see them in a certain outfit. Hey, at least Sterling got the apology that was owed to him. kinda like, 'cause at least they're actually mentioning how the planet's gonna be protected. A lot of the series covers its bases. And it's actually nice seeing Tommy here too. Black Pepper didn't do much though. He really like, seriously, did Black Pepper do much of anything? It was mostly just the girls. Last I checked, the Black Pepper mostly got his ass served. Hell, even his own papa, I thought his own father did more, honestly. Like, his father, Cinnamon, felt like he had more shine. I feel like this series really underutilized Black Pepper. And I don't even hate Tonka. I think Tonka Meat is nice. That's what she said. Ah! I can't resist. I don't know. Every time I feel character is this big, I just can't resist saying this what she said. I just can't. I can't resist. I just can't. My mind's too corrupted. I've watched too much anime. It's my blood. Isn't that right, Ghost Snap? You can even agree that I've watched too many H anime. That was not. I just can't. It's just too difficult now. I'll never be the same again. Wait, why do we need a transformation? Oh, really? I guess you got a penny pinch even though I'm episode. Ah! Oh man, those seriously was hard. There's like nothing to say. That's a big show the media. That's a big hit. No, but seriously, though, why do we need a girl transformation? Like, they're not trying anything. Like, does Twitter really need to save like this extra? Do they really need to save those extra $1,000 or $2,000 like the extra money that would probably pay to like shop for that long because here's why. I don't go to Venezuela because it's like it feels like they're just doing it to save money when they could be using this time to instead have you confess to something. I swear. If I did not see a confession, I'm gonna be pissed if they have these transformation sequences for like 100th time. I hope you get a confession. If not, it's gonna feel like a slap in the face. And this series will end up being the second biggest disappointment in pretty soon. Only behind them. I think it's gonna be tough to surpass only Precure and disappointment. But this will be close. This will be so close. Sorry. I mean, yeah, you would if Captain Planet existed in this universe to be part of Chloe, Captain Planet would be clapping his hands, probably crying tears of joy with the recycling efforts from Chloe. You know what, Chloe? And it's fitting that they wrote Healing Good Pretty Cool. With all the recycling they're doing, this is perfectly fitting. No, seriously, look. Is there any point to a transformation? This just feels like they're dragging the feet around. Like, they literally, I even counted too. I got the laptop, so I'm not going to count right now. Holy cow, they just spent 2 minutes and 20 seconds on showing us transformation routine multiple times. Bravo, Toei. Bravo. Give us a confession, Toei. You better give us a confession after making us sit through all that again. At least. That's what I'm thinking. They could have used these cameras. We didn't really need to go through a full transformation again for like the 100th time. That just felt too. That was too excessive there. straight up. Oh, there. Yeah, man, that's actually cute. Oh, that's cute. Okay, I like their forms. That's actually okay. I gotta admit, that's cute. I ain't gonna lie, those are some good characters. I love actually such a Hatsuko thing. Honestly, though, with the way she talked about Miss Hatsuko, it sounded like her and Miss Hatsuko had a fucking fling with each other, though. Look at the way she was talking. Hey, at least they got good food in that cell, though. Most cells, you'd be lucky you didn't get McDonald's. That's true. And that system might as well use this talent. I like that gumbutter gumbutter. Hey, his mind is so used to it. I will give the series credit, though, even though they didn't utilize Sekatsu and Nanasisto as villains as well. At least the redemption arcs weren't terribly awful. Yeah, Melody Bloom. This last episode was a disappointment, though. Like, I like it, Melody Bloom, but this episode feels rushed. Like, they built up for multiple weeks. Takumi was going to finally confess to Yui. We're not getting that. They spent 2 minutes and 20 seconds on reusing transformation stock footage just to light things up. I don't think so, Melody, but so far this last episode, it's not bad. I still think this season's better than Healing Good Pretty Cure Melody Bloom, but this series is a disappointment. It's the second biggest Pretty Cure disappointment I've ever seen, with only Healing Good Pretty Cure being a bigger disappointment. But I guess for me, Tropical Rock Pretty Cure, they raised the bar high for me, that series. I still enjoy it, though, because I actually like Amane a lot of character. I'm gonna react to that Melody. I'm gonna react to that. But not today though. I'm gonna react to that probably a day before I react to the new Pretty Cure. I'm gonna react to that Delicious Party movie. But I'm not surprised though that Pretty Cure has been disappointing people lately. Even the ratings are falling, Melody. Like this series had high viewership in Japan to start. Oh, I'll definitely react to the whole thing. But the ratings for the series Melody started out pretty high, higher than Tropical Road, but then they fell and fell and they went to the point where it was even slightly lower than Tropical World Predictors ratings. So it even feels like Japan was kind of disappointed in the series too. If I go off of the ratings in Japan, because this series also had a strong start until it got to like the middle episodes. I'll admit though, this scene is good though, and that's a good message too. We're saying we can overcome all challenges. Hey, hey, that was charming. I think Morai's more of a loner type of guy. Okay, you're not wrong, though, Sam. I mean, I guess you could say you're not necessarily wrong. You kind of could classify Precure as child soldiers if you really break it down. You're not wrong. I do admit, though, Komane's bond with Yui was actually yeah. That- Their friendship was one of the things that was really genuine in the series. You know, I wouldn't mind giving this to a sequel series that actually hits a little bit hard, like a nice reunion, maybe some confessions, maybe. Whew. I For me, Melody, my hype's kind of lowered for the new one because here's why. It's Toei. Predicure always disappoints. It will start out strong, then middle episodes will waste time. They won't give depth to villains. Then Toei remember, oh, we have villains. We got to make them do something in like the last 3 episodes. They don't have a rushed ending. That's happened 3 times straight. Happened with Healing Good. Had a strong start. It fell off a cliff in the middle. Then it picked itself up in the finale. Happened with the Tropical Rogue. Great start, middle, picked itself off at the end. This series, amazing start. This series has one of the best out of Healing Good, Tropical, and this series. This series have the best start of a critic I've ever seen. Then the middle portions were disappointment. Then the last few episodes were great. With Precure, I've learned the amazing. Well, the story will probably be amazing, but all the middle episodes will be a disappointment. And they're not even getting a confession. They may talk to me a joke. That's something that I'm disappointed with the series. Takumi was an absolute joke. He did nothing at all. And he was one of the characters I was most excited for. But Melody, that's no excuse because Toei, they did fantastic with One Piece. One Piece was affected by hacking. So was Digimon. So was yeah, it affected all their series. It affected One Piece, Dragon Quest, and also Digimon Ghost Game. Dragon Quest ended up being one of Toei's best anime ever, and it got hacked. Digimon, it affected Digimon, but Digimon is stronger than ever. Even got a bigger budget after the hacking because of all the money it made. Okay, this post credit stuff is good. One Piece came back stronger than ever. So that's no excuse. So it just doesn't know how to handle modern day Precure. They don't know how to do it. Because Digimon Dragon Quest came back strong after the hacking instead of One Piece. I think it's just Toei. They don't know what to do with Precure right now. They just don't. I hope the next one's really good though. I'm a Precure fan. I buy Precure merch. I support the series on the streaming services. I really love this franchise, but Toei needs to do something. Any I haven't seen Huggy yet, but Toei just needs to make villains that aren't terrible. That's all. They need to make villains that are depth. They need to make if they don't have good animations for an episode, they gotta make those animators do slice of life only. Don't have bad animators do action episodes. They need them to do that. That's what Mickey Dreamy did. Mickey Dreamy, they knew they had a low budget, so they had their weaker teams working on slice of life only episodes. And then the action with Mickey Dreamy, they had better teams. No one needs to take a book out of Mickey Dreamy from JC's staff. You need to take a book off of that. That way, their poor animators aren't humiliated. I don't know who Sora is. And I'm disappointed. No, yeah, go stop. We're right. No confession. There's a post credit scene. I think I see Sora's feet though. Oh yeah, Sora! Sora! Yeah, she's there. Sora, please let your series not be bad. Please let your series be good. Don't be bad. Don't be bad. I'm rooting for you, Sora. I hope your series is great. She looks cool though. I mean, I'm not too high Melody because Chloe needs to earn my hype. They need to. I'm not too hyped because she's just a blue pretty cure. For me to be hyped, I need to see them make episode 2021. I need to see them make the 20s good. I'm still gonna watch it though, but my expectations are they're measured now. I've been burned by not burned. I enjoyed the this pretty previous too, but I have my expectations in check now. I mean, no confession. Are you Joey? Why? Why did you spend like 30 weeks? 30 weeks building up talking to me, and he did nothing. Okay. No confession. Wow. I love idol anime and hero and sky theme stuff. Okay. This series, no confession. Wow, Zoe. You couldn't even do that. Don't get me wrong, Melody. I'm looking forward to the new one, but this series really was a disappointment. Why did they build up talking to me for 30 weeks and no confession? He shouldn't have even existed. He shouldn't have even existed as a character. Ah, man. I'm just I'm just sad because Takumi, he was the character when the trailers for this series came out, Melody Bloom and Ghost Step. He was the character I was the most hyped for. You know what? That's good news. Give me any writer that's not the writer for this series. And I enjoyed this series, but this series had issues. Oh, then why did it? Well, that explains a lot. But obviously, that writer though, this series didn't focus on the males though. There was no focus. It felt like they didn't even do much with Takumi. His fight scenes were off screen when he fought Secretary by himself. They off screened his fight scenes. They didn't have him confess. Honestly, it felt like Melody Bloom, every scene involving Takumi was a waste of time. He didn't confess. He almost had an arc of his own. He was a big disappointment. Like Takumi, no. Honestly, Melody Bloom, the female character is more interesting because they did not. The only male character they handled well was Mirai. He was the only male character I say was genuinely good. He had depth. He's the only male character because they handled Nadesisto pretty disappointingly. Nadesisto was handled poorly. It's because Melody Bloom, Princess Tutu, that's how you handle male characters in the Magic Girl anime. Princess Tutu. You have them with depth, like Fakir. Like, I haven't watched Princess Tutu in years, but I still remember the main characters in that series. Fakir. I remember characters like the Prince that had depth, that went through trials and tribulations, that struggled, that they weren't there just to get built up by the ladies. They also helped up the ladies in that series too in Princess Tutu. With female characters with depth too, like Tutu or even Rue. This series, I wasn't expecting them to like say give us characters on the quality of say Princess Tutu, but at least, you know, a male character with depth, and I was expecting that to talk to me. That's where my disappointment comes from. Because here's the thing. If this series was gonna have Takumi stay around for multiple episodes and have a crush on Yui, then what was the point of them giving him all this screen time just for him to do nothing? Hell, even the writers, I'm gonna react to it just to say that I watched the whole thing, Melody Bloom. You mean Ghost Up? You mean Secretary ending up with Kotone's mama because she has a thing for Kotone's mama. Secretary. She's the one that definitely has something. For money. But yeah. Melody Bloom, this Precure was lacking in so many ways. But yeah. Kokone. And sometimes I pronounce her name as Kotone as a joke because the Precure characters, and at least aside from Amane, Melody Bloom, the only character in the series that had lots of depth was Amane. Amane was the only character I could say was great. Kokone, she was fine. Yui was a flat character. She really had no depth at all, Yui. And Ranran was just there. Ranran was in the background. She did nothing at all. So here's what I'm going to rate the series, though. Even though the series had issues, if I had to rate Delicious Party Precure on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being abysmal, 5 being actually 10 being exceptional, I'm still going to give it a 6 out of 10. It's above average, but here's the issues with the series. Aside from just Mirai, every other male character disappointed. They really didn't do much in delving into Ginger's circumstances, yet this series had time spending its 100th episode on Secretary, not just doing Monster of the Week, repeat, rinse and repeat, cycling every week. They could have given that depth to giving us more Ginger flashbacks because he was more interesting, and all this Monster of the Week jazz that the series was trying to feed us, force feed us. That too. This series also lacked depth in the department of we never really got to see the depth as to why Secretary wanted to join the Boondootle gang. We never got to see depth as to why Natsuki still wanted to join the Boondootle gang. We never got to see how Amine was brainwashed into joining the Bundren gang. Like, this is why. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Emily Bloom. This series was a disappointment because it spent so many episodes on pointless things, but they didn't focus on anything important at all. It's like, why did the series waste so many time on pointless characters? So the villains in the series wasted potential, except for Fennel. Ironically enough, Fennel was the only villain in the series that actually had 6 out of 10, just slightly above average. Just slightly. That's the only thing I'll give the series, a 6 out of 10. It's slightly above average, but this series was a disappointment. The only villain I kind of liked was Fennel, but even then, Fennel was introduced so late that, yeah, he made an impact. But it's like, it should have taken 45, what was it, like 44 episodes to finally get a villain that's actually competent enough to realize that, oh man, instead of maybe sparing these girls, maybe I should consider killing them. It should have taken the series 45 episodes to have a villain that had common sense. So that's why, yes, I liked Fennel as a villain, but it was a little bit too late because before those 45 episodes, we had villains that were constantly doing the most inoptimal thing of winning. It's like, oh, geez, another Precure villain with another series with Precure subordinate villains that are complete. That's what I'm saying, Melody Bloom. Yeah, his plan was genius. It's just the issue with that is, Melody Bloom, his subordinates were fools. Secretary was a fool. And Narcisista was a fool. That's the issue. I liked Fennel. Fennel was a good villain. But the thing is, though, the first 44 episodes of Melody Bloom, they focused on Narcisista and Secretary. And they were terribly written villains. For the most part. Because we didn't get to see how they became villains. We didn't really get to see them do much of anything that was intelligent. Save for like when the plot falls for it. And that one moment, I didn't mind the Neko Cats coming back to laugh at Melody Bloom. This series had way more issues than that. It had way more issues than that. The issue with this series, aside from the... I found it kind of funny, too. I liked the Neko's stuff. But here's another issue with that this series had, too. It introduced... It was there because that's where... They explained that's where Ginger left the recipe to power up the girls. They explained in one of the early episodes. He left he left some power there so that the girls can utilize it in an emergency, because he explained that in the time traveling episode. They actually did explain that in that episode. No, they did explain that. Yeah, pretty much, Melody Bloom. It was all set up by Ginger, so he was smart. Here's another thing I had an issue about this series too. What really makes this Delicious Party Precure series kind of it makes a disappointment is, what was the point of Pam Pam and Mem Mem? Out of all the mascots, the only mascot they needed was just Kome. Everyone else was pointless from the mascots. It felt like Mem Mem and Pam Pam were only here just to sell merchandise. Because the series really got to see those two actually do anything. And then this series proved that you really don't need a mascot to transform, because you had an Omni transform without a mascot. You mean Kome? Because Kome is the only one that had character development. Because Pam Pam and Mem didn't have anything resembling character development. Pam is still the same genius girl that she was since episode, what was it, 2 or 3? Mem is still the same hyperactive mascot that he was when he was introduced. The only one that actually changed was Kome. Kome was the only one that had depth, because Kome went from being selfish to learning from Amane not to be selfish. She learned from Yui to give it all when you're protecting your loved ones. Kome was the only thing in this series resembling an arc. Kome was the only mascot in this series that actually developed and that did things that didn't just involve fighting. Like when she teleported everyone away from, and she prevented the villain Fennel from getting kill blow. That was one of the best moments from Kome. So I will give this series credit. Kome. So here are the good characters in the series. Kome, Amane were the only characters that were great. Kokoni was, she was more on good than bad, so I'll give her credit. But that's it, though. This series had only 3. Oh, and Fennel was a cool villain. Yeah, they were more memorable, honestly. I like those three more. Healing Goods, their mascots had more development. But my favorite mascot was Kurunun. He's the goat. She's the goat. Which is kind of sad, Melody, because the lack of development for mascot makes the series, it drags down the series. It drags it down. And there's no excuses because we have series like Madoka Magica. QB has loads of development in that series. Princess Tutu, you've got Tutu that has loads of character development for a mascot. So literally, Precure has no excuses because Princess Tutu existed in like the 2000s. Well, Melody, Kurunun thankfully ended up being my Kurunun is still the best mascot I've ever seen for a Precure series. That staff member was a genius. I don't blame him. Kurunun is still top tier. Top tier. Kurunun is what every Precure mascot should be. Cute, useful, and not broken, overpowered. Kurunun didn't even talk. That's the best part. I'm comparing it to Princess Tutu. And I'm comparing it to Tropical World. Tropical World Precure had the best mascot. Why do you think I have Kurunun in the wall, like right here? There's a reason why I have Kurunun. Wait, what do you mean, Melody Bloom? You're scaring me. What was with the next season? You're kind of scaring me a little bit. Oh no. But yeah, regardless though, that's why Kurunun is the best mascot. Kurunun has the best mix of humor, relevance, while not breaking the plot. It depends. If they write the baby well, I'm not gonna mind. If the baby is well written, but it has to be a well written character. If the character is there just to be cute like Pam or Memem, it's gonna piss me off. It's gonna so piss me off. If the baby is relevant to the plot and has depth, I'm not gonna mind. Just give me a character like Kurunun or Coleman. Just give me a character with depth. That's all I ask for. Just don't give me something that's just there to look cute like Pam or Memem. I don't want that. I want a character with depth that's plot relevant. I'm not asking for anything too like that's too difficult. Just give me that and I'll be perfectly fine. That's all I ask for. I don't mind babies being overpowered, if you ask me. Princess Tutu Ghost Type is in my top 10 anime of all time. Like Princess Tutu is what I compare all Madrigal anime to. Princess Tutu is not dark, but it's not lighthearted. It's a perfect mix. Its themes transcend. Its messages can still be relevant even today. And all of its four main characters have depth. Hell, Fakir, Muto, Rue, and and Fakir, they all have more depth. These four characters have more depth than all these characters combined with less episodes. But yeah, that's why Princess Tutu for me is the gold standard. But that's the thing. That's how I feel about the characters in this series. The characters in this series, they were mid, but at the very least, though, Amane, Kakone, Marai, and Fennel, I like them as characters. Black Pepper was a disappointment. To have him show up and not confess after 30-something episodes is a disappointment. Like, basically, Black Pepper was there just to be there. That's why I look at Black Pepper as a disappointment. And I like them. But they really could have done more. And here's another thing about this series, too. From a pacing standpoint, this series was inconsistent. First few episodes were good. We got introduced to the characters bit by bit. But the series started to really fall apart, though, during Amane turning good. Because it could have literally have shown her the moment where she got brainwashed. So that was the first missed opportunity, the first big one. I agree, Melly Bloom. This series is a waste of potential. I enjoyed it, but it's a waste of potential. I'm with you there. And that's why this series is a disappointment because I enjoyed it, but I gotta be honest. They really did stab themselves in the foot. And here's another stumbling block for this Precure series, too, that I gotta be honest about. This Precure series really could have had tension when Takumi is going up against Sekiratu. We could have finally saw him go all out, utilize his tricks. And even since then, it was kind of annoying how they disrespected Takumi. Like, we're gonna have genuinely the first male character. I'm not saying give him the same power levels as, say, and we're Precure main girls, no. But at least make it look like he means something. With the way they humiliated him by having him get beat up off screen by Secretary of all things is the biggest disrespect to his character. And then this episode just completely punches him in the balls by not even having the man confess. This is why Black Pepper is the biggest disappointment in the Precure series I've ever seen. Because when he started out, he was a cool guy. He felt like maybe they were going to at least have him confess to Yui, maybe. He at the very least had an interesting backstory considering his father had potential. I mean, Takumi had all the tools of being one of the most fully realized characters. And not only that, they skipped his train arc too. They could have really had some nice father and son bonding. We could have really seen a genuinely beautiful moment between men in this series. And it ruined it by skipping through that. So that's why this series had bad pacing, because it will spend time on that worthless, oh yeah, that Yui lookalike princess episode. But it won't spend time to showing us it won't have Takumi have a training episode. It won't spend time giving us Secretary Nanasiso's backstories. It won't show the specific moment where Fennel goes evil, yet it will waste all this time on things that could have been immensely more interesting. And yeah, it could have been done for Amane Melody Bloom, but they didn't do it. That's why this series, from a story standpoint, don't get me wrong, this series is a good comedy. That's why I'll still give it an above average grade, because this series made me laugh a lot. I loved Kome. I will admit they did do a good job giving Kome an arc. I love how Kome started out being selfish, but then eventually she becomes selfless. I love how you can tell she had wonderful teachers like Amane and Yui, guiding her towards the right direction. And I like that. Even teaching her that sometimes she has to play ball. So that's not to say there weren't good moments. That's why I felt they handled Comey well. And even Yui's grandmother, even though she didn't have a lot of screen time, she was well utilized. So they're positives. That's good. I'm at least glad they do that for Yui and Comey. That's good. It's a shame they don't focus on the villain's mindset now, Melody. It's a shame they don't do it now. Pretty much. They don't really. No, Melody Bloom. They don't really give you much character elements, though. They really don't, Melody Bloom. I'd say out of all the Precures I've seen, the only one that they've given real character development to of this one and the previous two, it's only been just Nodoka. That's it. Nodoka is the only one in recent memory that they actually give any genuine character development. Because even Manatsu had similar problems too. But even then, I like Manatsu more than Yui. Manatsu was a better character. Hell, Laura was a better character than any character in this series. Laura. And then they go Kurudun. Kurudun is just a... Look at his face. This is the face of the best Precure character I've ever seen. Kurudun. This... Kurudun... I love Kurudun more than any character in this series. The thing is, Molly Bloom, this Delicious Party Precure wasn't really that loved. So that's not being biased. The series is just not that good. It's enjoyable, but it's not that good. I like Pochito too, Ghost Stab. The movie already came, Ghost, so the movie's already fan subbed. I just haven't reacted to it yet because of lack of time. But yeah, there is a movie. But yeah. So Molly Bloom and everyone else, that's why, even though, yeah, the series had issues, I did enjoy some elements of the series because the comedy was good. Ghost Game, it's fun. It's funner than this series, Melly Bloom, because Toby actually tries. Like in this series, Toby doesn't care. For the animators don't care. But they definitely do care for Ghost Game. But the issue with Ghost Game is it has a lot of Monster of the Week episodes. But here's the difference, though. Unlike this series, Molly Bloom, at least 2 out of 3 mains have depth.
Jellymon, Hiro, Galamon, and Koshiro have depth. So unlike unlike Delicious Party, at least I can say Digimon Ghost Game develops 2 out of 3 of its team, 2 out of the 3 main characters well. He has depth Ghost Step because remember, Hero's not necessarily he's kind of fine with Gullus Galmon getting rid of some of the opposition. And Hero's gutsy. Like at least he has depth, more depth in comparison to the characters in Healing and Delicious Party. Like I always give Toei that much credit. And Digimon Ghost Game actually has good fights. Which is another issue with this series too. This series, the choreography for the series was a disappointment. Here's why. The issue with this series, every single time when I did the binding feel, all the environments looked the same. I feel like this series could have taken a page from Digimon Ghost Game. Like, I understand transporting the fights into different locations, but they should have had this series kind of like Digimon Ghost Game. Transport the fights, but into like other dimensions, no, into other environments that look the same as the environments they're currently fighting in, but just in a different parallel timeline or a different pocket dimension. So that way the environments don't look the same. So the fights in the series, sometimes they like visual flair because they all kind of look the same. That's my issue with the series too. The fights, all the environments most look the same. And the one time the series could have had a fight in a forest, they didn't do it. Like, that's also really made me angry about the fight between Sekka 2 and Takumi being skipped. Because that could have been the only fight we would have gone in a forest. Nope, it was skipped. Okay, no, I guess there was one fight where they fought in Fennel's lair. But it kind of is weird. Out of the whole series, we essentially only have 2 environments. And that's it. Just 2 environments. We could have had a third one, but no. They didn't want to show the Takumi fight. So that's the thing about this series. The backgrounds got still way too quick. So there was a lack of unique choreography in this series. Because that was one positive about Tropical Rogue. Yeah, that series had janky animation. And I will give Healing Good this much. This series was better animated than Tropical Rogue, but what Tropical Rogue had, even though that had a lower budget, at least with different environments, the characters were forced to do different things and utilize the environments to their advantage. This series didn't really do that because the environments were mostly the same. It felt like I was watching the same fight sometimes. Like, literally. It felt like the running style was on autopilot. That's my issue with the binding feel. No wonder why Digimon looks amazing, Melody Bloom, because Digimon, woo! But no, but then again, no. I think it's totally being cheap too, because Dragon Quest makes less money, yet they got a bigger budget. But Melody Bloom, Dragon Quest, I saw the financial reports for Bandai. Dragon Quest made less money than Precure, and Dragon Quest still got a higher budget. How do you explain that? But how do you explain that though? Dragon Quest made less money for Toei because Bandai released the financial results. They had One Piece and Dragon Ball above Precure and Dragon Quest. Precure dwarfed Dragon Quest, Adventure of Dai. Yeah, Adventure of Dai got all the good animators, so that doesn't explain why Toei simped so hard for Dragon Quest. Because they simped hard. No, I'm talking about this current year, Molly Bloom. Dragon Quest was airing in the fiscal for at least 2 fiscal years. During those 2 fiscal years, Precure made more money than Dragon Quest in those fiscal years back to back. It was making more money. Yet they still gave more budget to Dragon Quest. Dragon Quest literally got all the Sakuga. It got animators like now Toshi Shida working on it. You even had some Precure vets from the old era working on Dragon Quest. You literally had some animators that were freelancers that were some of the best working on Dragon Quest that made less money than Precure. It had less TV viewership than Precure. Yet Toei gave all that money to Dragon Quest Adventure of Dai. And that had 100 episodes too. And Toei, they simped hard for that series. Like, holy cow. That's even better animated than Digimon Ghost Game. Like, straight up Dragon Quest Adventure of Dai. I've never seen Toei try so hard for a series. That series made less money than One Piece. It made less money than Precure. It made less money than. It made less money than what was another Toei series that was profitable? I'm thinking. It made less money than Digimon, One Piece, Precure. Yeah, it made less money than all those 3 series. Yet Dragon Quest got the biggest budget. Yeah, yeah. And I even looked at the fiscal results too. Like it made less money than all those series. Yet Toei gave Dragon Quest Adventure Die a gargantuan budget for some reason. It was crazy. I was even thinking why. No, I'm just like why. This makes less money than all of its other properties. Yet it got the best treatments. So yeah, it probably doesn't care that much. Pretty care. It's probably that because that doesn't explain why they put so much money into Dragon Quest when it was airing, because that literally had some of the best animation stuff I've ever seen for a Toei series. I looked at that series and every week I was like, "Hey Toei, are gonna actually spare anything for Pretty Cure?" Like every week, but nope, Pretty Cure got nothing at all. But yeah, that's what the animation staff probably goes up. That's why the animation quality could have been better. That's kind of sad though in a way, Metally Bloom, that still makes no sense, Metally Bloom, because Toei also had planned an ending for Gekige no Gataro because Gekige no Gataro 2007 was canceled. They rebooted it. They planned to only give it 80 something episodes and then give Gekige no Gataro the best treatment too. And that also was less profitable than Pretty Cure, One Piece, Saint Seiya, and Digimon. So no, I doubt that. They also sent part for Gekige no Gataro 2018. I doubt that because they were intending on like having Gekige no Gataro as some kind of what was it, anniversary celebration, and that got better treatment too. That got way better treatment than what Pretty Cure got. Gekige no Gataro 2018. So I doubt that's the case. And usually, yeah, it makes money. We got another season for the CG Saint Seiya. Yeah, Saint Seiya makes money. So we had it on the Bandai had it on their physical results. I would hope Suvetio's 14 because the last few Pretty Cures have been lacking. The animation quality has been low effort lately. It does sell toys Ghost Stab. But Pretty Cure made more money than Saint. Actually, I wonder if they still have the stats. I don't know if it made more money than Saint Seiya. Ben, I wonder if it's still there. The fiscal. I remember seeing it on Twitter. I remember seeing their fiscal statements on Twitter and 4chan, but I can't. I can't find the link. I know I remember reading it too. I remember Slam Dunk made a lot of money though. I remember Slam Dunk made a lot of money for Toei last year in Bandai Namco. Yeah, it made a lot of money for Toei. Slam Dunk. But yeah, whatever the case though, that's why the series was a disappointment visually. I watch all the non-sequel, non-spin-off Melody Bloom. I watch them all. So anything that's a non-sequel, non-spin-off, I watch it. I watch everything, Melody Bloom. Yeah, I watch everything. Everything. You can even ask Ghost Stab. I watch everything. Isn't it right, Ghost Stab? I watch everything. Somehow. Although watching everything is pretty tough, though. Yeah. Yeah, I watch. Well, aside from this series, Oh, I want to, but I haven't had time lately. I'll do that once I catch up on all the normal anime. But yeah, I'll probably consider watching cartoons soon, definitely. Yeah, I know Precure makes a lot of merch, but I know for sure I read Dragon Ball and One Piece speeded over on overall profits. But yeah, I hope the next Precure series is treated better. But yeah, visually though, this series was fine, but disappointed on that front. Hopefully Toei does better. At least it was better than Tropical Rogue. I will see this though. What the series did have, despite its issues, the thing is, Ghost Up, if I don't watch everything, then I might consider quitting YouTubing because I'm not getting a lot of views. I'm only watching everything to say that there's a purpose to my channel. So it's either I watch everything or I mostly quit reacting. One of the two. So I watch everything to give myself motivation to react to stuff because my reactions don't really get a lot of views lately. So it's either quitting or doing everything when it comes to my channel situation. Because that's what motivates me. Like when your videos only get like 20 or 30 views. I already actually Melly Boom, I tried that for like 2 weeks. I tried that. My channel actually did abysmal. Like literally, I did that for I did that 3 weeks actually. I did that for 3 weeks. I cut down on series. My channel was it actually did worse. So I'm in a situation where I kind of have to react to everything because if not, then it's just gonna collapse. So yeah, that's why I'm in a situation where it's all or nothing. If I don't watch everything, then I'm kind of screwed. If I watch everything, then I'm so screwed. So I'm just gonna watch everything until I burn out. Once I burn out, then I'll call it quits. For now, I'm not burned out, but if that happens, it'll be next season probably because next season I think it's gonna be 70. I'm watching 62 anime this season, and that's tough. 62 is 62 is so hard. Pretty much, yeah. I'm screwed out of the way, but you know what? I'm gonna enjoy YouTubing as much as I can. I'm gonna see how long I can do it. I've been doing it for 3 years, but this season was insane. 62. True. That's why I'm thinking of going into gaming pretty soon. Making a gaming channel might be more doable. So yeah, that's why lately I've been contemplating going into gaming soon. But yeah, regardless though, that was on positive. The voice acting and the music were great. I'll give it credit for that. And that's overall. I'll give the series a 6 out of 10 for above average. I still enjoy this series. Pretty much, Molly Bloom. That's why I'm gonna probably invest in gaming. No, for the series, which is slightly above average for me at least. No, there's no Precure game. It's problem at. I don't blame you. I don't blame you for giving it a 5, but I'll give it a 6 though because I had fun. I was disappointed, but I still enjoyed the series enough because all things considered. I wish the games were in English. I would actually play them. Toei. I guess they don't want money from us international fans when it comes to Precure. I really wish Toei would try harder though and advertising the series. Oh, okay, I take that back. You know what didn't disappoint me? Akiba Maid War did not disappoint me. That series actually defied my expectations. Yeah, but it was Netflix though. Glitter Force. That was Toei being unintelligent about who they chose for their dubbing, for the dubbing rights. The opening's fire though. The opening for Glitter Force, I do love the opening though. I know people like to bash on Glitter Force, but I like the opening. It's fire. I don't know why I love it so much. Yeah, it's cool. Pretty much. Yeah, I agree with you, Savetio. I thought similar thoughts too. That this series had a great start. Oh, but anyways, I'm then gonna have to call it now. Now that I've given my thoughts, because Digimon Ghost Game out right now, and Digimon is actually what brings in the views for the channel. Digimon Ghost Game, not Precure, but Digimon, apparently. Which I do love Precure, but my channel needs some life, and that's Digimon Ghost Game. Yeah, if for any of y'all curious about stats, Digimon videos do 3 to 4 times more better than Precure. Like straight up, as far as like channel stats go. Like I do Precure for fun, but the series that pays the bills viewership wise, it's definitely Digimon. For those of you wondering, that's Digimon. That's the series. No, Shadowverse doesn't get views. Nope. Shadowverse does nothing. Nothing at all, Ghost Tab. Shadowverse has like no presence on the channel at all. Card Fight does amazing though. Card Fight, you should catch up, Melody Bloom. Digimon's getting better. But the one that does amazing, Card Fight Vanguard does amazing for me. Card Fight. It does so well. Card Fight does what I wish Shadowverse did. But yeah, I definitely agree with your stance on that, Savito, for sure. And also thank you, Melly Boom. But anyways, I don't react to Bakuno. No, Melly Boom, when I said I react to everything, I react to all the non-sequel, non-spin-off. Bakuno Hero is a sequel series. It's a sequel. If it came out for April of 2020, I watched it. Bakuno Hero came out in like what, 2010? So I didn't watch that one. I haven't seen that one. I don't intend to because all the manga readers say it sucks now. So I'm definitely not going to check out Baku no Hero unless I get Patreon paid. That's the only way you're ever going to get me to watch Baku no Hero. If any of y'all ever Patreon pay me, then I'll do it. If I don't get Patreon paid, yeah, you're never ever getting a Baku no Hero reaction because even the manga readers say it's trash. Nowadays, too. I reacted to it. That came out after April 2020. I reacted to it. It actually did well for my channel. That was my channel. Still did well. Talentless Nana did amazing. I'll make it's the reason why I haven't made a Patreon yet is because remember Spiral Matt? I haven't caught up with all the anime. If I do a Patreon, I'm gonna be tempted to react to the Patreon anime, and I won't catch up to the series because remember, I worked a lot of overtime for like 2 weeks. Remember, I made that update video. I worked overtime for 2 weeks to set off the net losses I had from this channel because this channel lost me money. Like I lost last year. I lost in the span of 6 months. I lost $400 on this channel investing in it. So I had to make the money back. I lost money. This channel, like right now, I'm operating this channel on a loss. This channel's been losing me money since last year. No, I know. That's what I'm. No, it's all good, Melly Bloom. That's why I'm considering not reacting to every anime anymore next season. If I do reactions to anime, it'll just be like 5 to 7 or 10. It definitely won't be 7 anymore. I'm gonna just drop it down to that much because no, I pay Crunchyroll, Netflix, Hulu, High Dive. They cost a lot of money. If you stream anime in the US, the streaming services are expensive. Remember the update video I made, Ghost Step? I made that video. I broke down all the expenses. Netflix is like $16.50 now. Crunchyroll is $10. That's $26.50. Hulu is $15. I mean $14, I believe. That's $40. High Dive is an extra $5 a month. And I know that's another streaming service that I use. I can't remember because I use too many. But yeah, all the streaming services cost too much. I watched Chainsaw Man and Spy Family, Melly Bloom. I reacted to all those episodes. I even have a Spy Family shirt. Melly Bloom, I reacted to all those series. Yeah. Yeah, I reacted to all those series. Yeah, they were. No, I don't pay YouTube, but I do pay all the streaming services. Yeah. Oh, yeah, and Disney Plus. I also have Disney Plus for anime. Yeah, I almost forgot about that. So that's why it's expensive. I've been operating this channel on a loss. So yeah, that's why I had to work overtime, and I'm behind. In case y'all wondering why I'm lately been pretty pessimistic, it's because of that. Back in the day, though, my channel actually earned some money. Now it's actually losing me money just operating the thing. Yeah, currencies can be a real pain to deal with, especially inflation. But yeah, that's why lately it's been kind of tough. I'm just lucky in the place I live in. It's 15. I think it's $15.50 for Netflix because I'm in the US. Around that, I'd have to check. Right, so right now I can't be bothered to check though because it'd take too long to check. But yeah, that's my situation. For those of you curious as to why, it's because of that. But anyways, right before I go, though. Oh, yeah, that's a lot of money. Yeah, pretty much what I pay. But anyways, right before I go, though, let me just say thank you very much to Ghost Tab, Melly Bloom, Spiral Matt, and also Steve Sawavictio14. Thank you very much for commenting on the live chat. And yeah, I'll react to the new Pokemon series in case y'all are wondering. Well, at least its first 2 episodes. So, because I saw you have a Pokeball as your profile pic, so I'll react to that series when it comes out. Hope y'all have a great day or night, y'all, and I'll see y'all later in like literally a few seconds if y'all see me from a Digimon Ghost Game reaction. But anyways, y'all,
Thank you so much for watching my video. Have a great day or night, y'all. Bye bye.